case crashes and cracks. And
I had it in my mind.
Yeah, you really have to pick and
like-
choose where you go.
yeah, I hit it. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah.
I went off of one rock and I thought I didn't like either side of it, so sometimes it's better to just go right up over it and it's scraped right.
Yep.
I've got the suspension on this thing as soft as I can possibly get it for this stuff. That doesn't help, but I got my money's worth today because that would have been right through the oil pan.
Oh yeah, you got it. I had a guy buy a brand new KTM. I think it was either a 530 or a 450, and he went to Utah with it, and brand new. So I think he got it on like Thursday or Friday. Came back on Tuesday the next week, and oh yeah, you guys need to warranty these cases, man. They're leaking. Like, what are you talking about? You told me you're going to Utah. I know where the fuck you were going. Like, I know. I go over there and look. The frame's caved in. The cases are fucking cracked, and they welded them and then grinded it and tried to hide it. Oil's just coming out.
That's
I'm like,
a lot of work to hide a knot.
yeah. And he's like, no, they've been that way. I was like, no, dude. I had to PDI this bike and I rode it 10 miles first. You have to. That's what they made me do. I'm all, it wasn't leaking
Did you
when you
used
bought
to
it.
turn wrenches at Cycle?
No, I was at Valley Cycle.
You
yeah.
were.
I was I started there in 2006. I left Brent's, went over there. I didn't even want to get a job. I just went in and said, hey, you guys hiring? And before I could get home, they called me, yeah, come back. Because Bill used to be the general manager there.
Yeah.
And Bill was, like, he knew my dad pretty good back in the day.
Mhm.
We used to work on him, Steve Downs, all those guys, Harleys.
Well,
Before I even moved to Bakersfield, I was working over there at B&H, and we were just doing Harley shit.
huh.
So yeah, that's how I got to know him. And then me and Brent
Are
are,
you at your current place? Are you doing KTMs?
yeah, I do everything.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't mind trying to do the
'Cause I don't
suspension on
think
this. I want to see what's in there and see what we could do.
I
Is it electronic at all or no?
No. That's
Oh,
the
so this will
problem.
be easy.
That's the problem with this thing.
Can we? They make springs and stuff for this?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to find them, but they're there. And I got a leaky fork seal. I bought the fork seals. I just had to run apart. I got the fork seals on this. one.
You're really close today too, because look how much you've been using. You've been good, so you're not like smacking on the bottom out.
No, I just,
But we haven't been going that fast either.
it's a
So.
Jeep.
It's a Jeep.
You just go. You just go.
Yeah. Well, when you hit that silt, I was like, oh shit, because you went, poof, and then you went this way, then you went that way. And I was like, oh no.
These things just sink like a fucking sinker
Like,
in a
dude, it
lake.
sank instantly. As soon as you hit that silt, you went boom. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh no.
I'm glad I put a new tire on for this trip because I was fucking tractoring through that stuff.
I was preparing myself to downshift
Oh, that is
and lean back.
That's the Shinko.
As soon as we saw
Yeah,
the
I
silt,
know
I was
these things,
just
man.
was like,
They're
okay,
super
well, yeah,
crazy
this is
when they
good.
get on
This
the
is
street.
it.
I don't
And
know
you
if
know
you saw
the
it.
other
thing-
I was off to your guys'
The other
side.
thing about them, I had this
And I
happen
basically
outside
wrecked
Glenville.
3 times.
Um,
I never
did
hit the
you?
ground. Oh,
Somewhere
I
else,
was
can't remember
swapping.
when the back
You
rock
must have been
goes,
right out of my.
it
I was on the
eyesight
left. Yeah, I was a
drops
little bit
really
behind you
nicely.
on the left.
Oh, that's what you want.
Well, on a tire
There's
like
another
this, it
road,
surprised me that it
and I
even
thought
did.
it didn't
Yeah,
have as much
because
silk.
I
And I
just
saw
started
you guys
drifting.
just go
Okay,
down
yeah,
with
I
it.
saw you.
And I
Yeah,
went
yeah,
over to
Jimmy,
the
a
other
couple
side. It's like,
times.
oh man,
Is
it's
this
through
thing
here. So
better
I'm
on
just
the road than you think
motoring
it's gonna
through
be?
it.
These things,
And
I like
just
these bikes.
boom,
When
bars
they
go
first
this
came out,
way.
remember we
I
had the
fly.
650?
I was ready to
And
crash. I
I'd
was
ride
like,
those because I'd
okay, here goes, and I
I got
just
on one of these
pinned
because
it.
I hated them.
It
I don't like
straightened
the
it up.
boxer motor.
I went
didn't
straight
like
for
that
about 10
650, which
feet.
is a
It
Bombardier
turned the bars the
motor.
other way.
And then I got on
went
one of these
boom,
800s,
boom,
and I rode it, and I go,
boom.
oh,
And I mean, I
this
was
is
just
better.
like face
This
down.
is way better. It's more comfortable. It
didn't
makes
road
better
tires-
I
power.
got so
Yes, road
freaking lucky.
Which
I
is,
just,
you know, Bombardier.
just man,
fucking
I was
Silt's no fun.
But yeah,
I was
road
thinking
tax
I was down.
My
I just
mission-
knew I was going
I just
down,
finished
and it was
the
gonna
course.
hurt
Mm-hmm.
because I was going pretty
So-
fast.
You got to keep all this?
So I figured if I could just power through it.
That's hard to do.
Those Jeeps were
My,
probably
Here,
cruising
Here, I'll
through
keep
there.
everything else. Pick
Yeah.
I didn't even see
My, you
that
know,
silt.
my
Just-
thing was, listen, I don't,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to fight over anything. I'd rather start over again and with a roommate in a one-bedroom apartment if I have to. She just walked.
Oh,
So
wow.
I kept all the guns, guitars, and bikes.
Sweet.
You know, it cost me on the other end. I refied the house, but it was worth it.
Right.
To get lighter. So this thing's actually been a great bike. I've had zero issues with it, but the back suspension and there's the mounting bolt for this thing is crap. It bends
Oh, that's not good.
a lot. That fucking spring is hot.
You got it all the way loose on.
Yeah.
Man, it's hot out here.
It's fucking
What,
hot.
what happened?
So
Mario's
there's just a
gonna sit on the
slider,
other side
just
of my
like any other
motorcycle.
dirt bike or anything. And the springs are only a couple few $100.
It's worth doing. I tell everybody that one of the first things you do on your dirt bike or any motorcycle is just send it to you. What
Yeah.
works for you, get there. Like, it's like 245 pounds. Yeah, he can get on the spot bike and ride it, but you set it up for him, then it's gonna.
Oh, safer.
Yes, it's safer. That is what I try to tell people. Don't
The
listen.
first time I had, there used to be a guy in town that turned wrenches, and I can't remember his name. He used to have a shop behind the old Costco. He was a nice guy. This is years and years ago, like 15, 20 years ago. I had a DRZ.
Oh, Randy?
Yes,
Yeah,
Galfer,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Gaffner.
Gaffner. He
Yeah.
put springs on that DRZ, and I shit you not, we were on the ridgeline on the Temblers. I hit a rock like the size of a softball. It pitched the front end right, and there was a barbed wire fence on my right side, and that suspension just saved my ass that day. And it was like I got a whole new motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, like coming down this out or the rocky shit up there, I did all mine, but I did it like a dual sport setup. I didn't know what I wanted. I wanted a supermoto. I don't want to ride dirt bikes. I did dirt bike. I did it.
It's a lot.
So I was
Fast.
like, dude, this morning when we hit that dirt road, I was like, oh, this is stiff. Like I need to even soften it up. But I was like, no, fuck it. As soon as we got off that road, it started getting better. Everything was good. This rock stuff was a joke. Like I was all, my bike likes this.
Yeah.
I never had the front wheel go anywhere I didn't want it. It just sucked everything up. I'm like, oh, this is
I
fine.
had to have that experience on that DRC to ride it though to
to
understand.
get it, yeah.
To get it.
I tell people it takes you from where you're used to riding and it elevates it because you're gonna go, oh, I can hit that. I can do this.
It's just safer for people that aren't. I mean, I know guys and I ride with guys that I couldn't keep up with. Fuck, I can't barely keep up with their dads. They were out here with me last year, but I think there's a safety thing, particularly when you're bombing out in the middle of nowhere. Like come out here. We were on the backside of the crater, on the backside of Mammoth. We were on a road like this, bombing along, and a wash.
Oh,
And you're just standing on it, and boom! I mean, you can't punch it, you can't
No.
fly it. And that's that. Instead of crashing it, you just hit hard. You know?
that's my worst accident is a wash. I was about 75, following my younger brother out in Cal City. Had rain for 2 weeks, and I just didn't. The trail used to go straight, and then I saw my brother do like this and go like that, and I'm like, what's he doing? And then I was like, oh, wash, and it just dumped 4 feet. So I was like, oh, that suspension was good. So I just jumped in, boom, good, and then there was an island. Right dead. I mean, I was 75 miles an hour, boom, and my bike went like 60 something feet that way. I went that way, tumbling, got up. I'm like, oh, I'm okay. And then I'm all, I broke 6 ribs, punctured a lung, tore my shoulder apart, broke my collarbone again. My brother comes up and I'm like passed out now because I can't breathe, and I'm laying there like wheezing, I guess, from what he says. And then he's like, "You okay? Are you gonna die?"
Yeah.
That's all I heard.
California is a good. That area's out there is a good place to learn what not to do.
My brother
There's all
did,
kinds of ways
did
to
the
get in
same
trouble
thing
out
you
there.
did. He was in the Vegas to Reno race.
Oh yeah, that's rough out there
And
too.
he was they're fast, and their plan was to win overall. And so he was the second leg of their team in a 4-man team, and he was the second leg, and same thing, he was just blasting across the desert. And they had it marked though, you know,
Yeah.
it's a race course, so they had the arrow, but he didn't see it till the last second. And because they put it in, because the same thing, a wash showed up.
Yeah.
And so he was the same thing. He's like, I'll just pin it. I can't turn. You know,
You're
I
not
can't.
turning,
I
no.
can't turn this fast. If I do, I'm going to slide into the wash. You know, sideways. So he pins it to jump it. Front tire hit the other side, and he went straight over. Had full helmet on, hit the bars, busted his teeth out on the front. He was unconscious on the other side,
That's
upside down.
bad.
Other racers came and saw him. He came to, and they're like, are you okay? You okay? He's like, yeah,